For this particular function, we're looking for the coordinates of these points. And here we're going to see how we can find all these things using the Casio CG50. So first of all, we're going to go to our graph application, which is number 5. And we're going to type in our function, which we've already got here typed in from the required prior knowledge and the get ready. I'm going to draw it, and it's already set up with the axes that we had nicely from above. If you're not sure how to do that, make sure you check that video to see how we got the axes to look like this. Now, how are we going to find each of these things? So in the CG50, these are all under what are called a graphical solve. That is GSolve. So we press F5 and we get this new menu of options. Now the first one we want to find is the roots. So we press F1 to find the roots. And it finds the first one and gives us the coordinates here, -2 and 0. If you want to put the coordinates on the graph, you can. If you press EXE, then it will appear on there. So the first root is going to be -2 and 0. Now it's particularly important to plot these so we can see if there are any more. And we can see there's another root here. So we're going to use the arrow keys to get to it. We press the right hand arrow to head in that direction, and it will find the next root. X is 1, Y is 0. So the roots are those. Now what about the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept's in the same place, graphical solve F5. We've got the y-intercept is F4. And it immediately finds it is 0, -4. Maximums, again, same place, GSolve, maximum. And we find the coordinates of the maximum are -2, 0. Minimum, same place, GSolve minimum is at 0, -4. Now, a point where x is equal to 2. To do this, we're going to go into GSolve, but it's not on this bit here, it's on the next page. We have to press the arrow, which is F6, to get to the next page of options. And we have an x value, so we're going to do a y calc. We're trying to find the y value. So we press y calc, and it asks us for the x value. We type it in when x is equal to 2, and it's calculated it. It's shown us off the top of this, but it has worked it out. The point is going to be 216. And then finally, if we know the y value, we're going to do an x calc. So same place, GSolve, arrow to get to the next page. An x calc, I'm going to calculate x when we know the y value. I'm going to type in -2 and hit enter, and it's going to tell me the answer here is at -2.73, -2. But we can see there are other points, and we're going to use the arrows to find them. There's another one at -1, -2. And we can indeed see there's going to be one more here at 0.732, -2. Another way to find that last one would be to go back and type in the equation y equals -2 here. And then find the 3 points of intersection by doing GSolve. And then looking at the intersection, which is F5. And it is going to give us the same 3 coordinates. This one's a little bit more visual because you can see the lines, so you can clearly see there are 3 intersects there, whereas the other one you might not have realized. But the important thing is use those arrow keys to look for more. Another important thing here is it can only find what it can see. If I try and do something like a y calc for x equals, well, let's get rid of that, that one first. We're only dealing with one. If I try and do a y calc for x equals 5, it's going to come back with an error saying that it's out of domain. That is, it can't see the x value, so it can't work it out. Now, we saw that it could work out y values, but not on the screen, but it does need the x value to be on the screen to be able to find this. Similarly, if we were to have this drawn and say we were zoomed into this bit here, and we did GSolve max, it's not going to find any because it can't see it, because it's not within the x values. So it is important to make sure you can see all the important features. I would recommend you always go to View Window and set this to Standard first, and you can get a good picture there of what's going on most of the time. If the numbers in the function are quite big, you might need to change that. If the numbers in the function are really small, you might also need to change it to be able to see what's going on. But the important thing is the calculator can only find it if it can see it within the domain that you've set, so within the x values that you've set. And you should be able to see all the interesting points within a graph when you sketch it.